Hello, welcome to Discussing the Glass Ceiling. We are now on episode 3. Today I will be showing you interviews from real managers with real experiences, real stories. While some may not have experienced any barriers, most acknowledge the fact that several companies do have barriers. So who can change this? Companies themselves need to aim to hire mixed gender and races. Policies cannot always be enforced to fix things. As you know, rules can and usually tend to be broken. So, as most know, I did a research paper on the glass ceiling before creating this mini-series. Before interviewing people I knew, I needed to put together a way to get exploratory research. As my fellow marketers know, exploratory research is just general information, as the sort of answers one would get in a focus group. It's usually used to find problems and find what needs to be addressed. Since many people do not even know what the glass ceiling barrier is, I did not go into these interviews assuming they knew, and I asked basic questions about their personal experience and their beliefs. After hearing their stories, both male and female realized after the interview, some of them have witnessed or have experienced this. That was my main goal. Some answered no to having a connection to this barrier, later on realizing maybe I have had some type of personal experience. Like, yes, become aware. That's exactly what I want. Unfortunately, I have had many inspiring stories that relate, but many have rather kept it confidential. So I will only be sharing the interview questions and the answers received. I noticed that the female managers were more reluctant to answer my questions due to company policies on answering questions related to the company. I made sure to keep them very general and basic due to these policies. Some people straight up said, no, I cannot participate, and that's completely understandable. So let's go ahead and share the results.
Hi, my name is Zakia Vega. I'm 20 years old, and I am a service manager at Chipotle.
My name is Peter. I am a store general manager at 42nd Times Square. I'm just one of the 6 managers that run this facility.
I'm a manager at Footlocker.
Hi, my name is Janelle, and I am a manager in a very high volume retail store.
What I think it means is that, no, I don't know what it means.
No.
No.
To my knowledge, I think it's something that it's kind of basically, it's not a real ceiling, obviously, but I think it's this imaginary ceiling that basically puts a cap on how far women can go in a job.
It was very difficult for me to become a manager because, well, for starters, we went through a lot of different general managers at my store. So each manager that came in didn't know what I could do at first. So I had to start over with each manager. But once I got with my manager that I'm with now, she was really I don't want to say it, but she is racist. So she would put people in high positions that are like her kind, that speak Spanish, that are Mexican. She didn't really want anybody that didn't speak Spanish because she can't speak English too well. And also because I am a girl, she wanted more guys to go up because you have to know grill or prep, and it's heavy lifting and everything. So they think that since you're a girl, you can't do it, but I had to prove that I can. And now I'm in the position that I'm in, but it took a while. It took me 3 years to get into my position because people thought I couldn't do grill or I couldn't do the heavy lifting like a guy. So I had to prove that I could.
Well, for me, there was no obstacle per se, because I was well aware of what I wanted to do. I'm a business major, so compelling to what I do here is kind of like night and day. So pretty much there's no barrier stopping me from becoming a manager. If anything, I was overqualified in a sense to be a manager.
Never heard of that. It's my first. I think it depends on the person and your work ethic and on your situation. But for me, no.
I think in the company that I'm with, I don't think that there was any struggle with moving up. I don't think being a woman at all affected anything about my growth at all.
I believe that this position is gender neutral. However, it depends on who your general manager is. Well, as working in Chipotle, it depends on who your general manager is, because there are some managers that are gender biased and they think that men can do the job better because it is a lot of heavy lifting and everything. But once you get into the position, you see that a man or a woman can do either or. Like, the man or woman can do it. As a service manager, we're in charge of like the money and everything. So I don't see that as like only a man can do it. A woman can do anything that a man can do. So I think that is gender neutral.
I think it's gender neutral in the sense that a female and a male could have the same mental capacity, so they should be able to handle the job equally. There's nothing that stops a female from doing the same excellent work a man could do in this job role. I think it takes more mental fortitude to do this job, and I feel like if you have the capacity to do it, it doesn't matter what the gender is, you should be able to accomplish that.
Yes, it's been proven, and it has been done.
Yes, I do.
I honestly, that's a tough decision based on where I work at, because we're not looking at based on experience. We're looking at based on who you are as a person. We want people that work in our store that have good personalities, that will be good to work around, that will work fast paced. So it's not really based on experience, because we teach everything that we teach everything in our store. So based on the candidates, I would have to go with maybe the woman, because she knows more about our store and that will help when we're teaching her. But then again, the guy has experience, so it's a tough decision, to be honest. I can't choose either or. I would have to meet them face to face and see who has the better personality that would make a good impact on my team.
Oh, it depends, because some people hire based off of experience, and like I said, I come from a collegiate background. Certain things you can learn while you do the job, but having some kind of like basic information about business. So I rather take a chance with somebody with the internship approach, because one, they're willing to learn, and experience comes with learning. So it's probably much more easy into it and absorb what I'm trying to teach them per se. And somebody with experience will probably think they know everything or know it all, or overconfident in a sense.
Going with the male because of the experience already.
For a manager, honestly, I don't even think it's fair to even base it off of that. I would have to first meet them, because sometimes work experience is more valuable than school experience. Sometimes it depends on the position and depends on the field that they're going into. Does it matter the gender? Not at all. I don't care what gender they are. I'm looking for somebody that can do the job right.
No.
No.
So that
No.
Yes, that's like where a manager, like, because they're a woman, sometimes they feel that they got to go harder or be more bossier or more strict or be more assertive than a lot of men, because they feel that their voice is not heard.
I don't think that I have this queen bee syndrome, because, like I said, I worked really hard to get into my position. It took me 3 years to get into my position. So I want to see everybody move up, and I want to see everybody do better too, make more money and everything. So I don't want to put anyone down and say, oh, because I'm in my position, like I'm better than you. I'm not better than anybody, because it took me a long time to get here too. So I try to help people as much as I can get into a higher position. But I feel like once you do go up higher, some people do acquire that like type of mindset and attitude, because some people just don't want to work hard anymore once they have whole power. and they make everyone else do their hard work for them. So I feel like some people do get that type of mindset once they become bosses or managers or whatever you want to call them. I have encountered a woman manager that possesses this trait. It's my GM, my general manager. She's a real piece of work. She feels like that, you know, since she's up there and she has all the power, nobody could tell her nothing, and she doesn't like to hear anybody else's opinion, and she likes to make us work 10 times hard so she doesn't have to do anything. So yeah, I feel like she acquires that attitude.
I don't think that I personally hold that trait. I can see though how other women can. To me, I want to see other people around me be successful, and I guess it doesn't matter the gender to me, but I can see how there are other people that may say, oh, I don't want her to be one, like you said, the queen bee syndrome. I've seen it before, but as for me, I don't feel I have that trait. Yeah.
I mean, I probably, in my personal experience, I probably have not experienced that particular queen bee syndrome per se, but I mean, I've noticed that most female empowered tend to be overzealous in certain situations and not give enough credence to other females when it comes to like acquiring the same power, and it could stem from the emotional standpoint that if she has to work hard to get that position, she feel like everybody else has to suffer as much as she did, or even worse. So I feel like, not from personal experience, but looking from afar, I have female managers or female superiors who tend to, like, you know, utilize the queen bee syndrome per se to dehumanize or demean other female candidates from reaching that height, because it's few on the top, so it keeps them on the top by themselves. It creates a very toxic and a very indifferent culture, or the environments tend to be really toxic. It's pretty much difficult to not feel like there's growth anywhere if somebody intentionally is keeping you away from growing. And being that as such person was afforded the same like opportunity, but yet the same person is trying to like divulge other people from, or stop other people from like having the same opportunity to succeed or excel or even grow, which I feel like it creates like a tense work situation or work environment.
I'm not sure, but I don't believe it's real. It's not real in this company. No. I've worked with female managers, and none of them had that trait, actually. They always empowered women.
I think that it's true that there is a glass ceiling barrier. That there is a glass ceiling barrier. It's true, because for people of not color, but for minorities and especially for women, it is hard for us to get into higher positions and to break barriers, because they think that we're gonna act a certain way, we're gonna have too many feelings towards things, or like based on who we are, they stereotype us. So for instance, minorities do face a lot of discrimination and stereotype, and it is hard for them to even get a job nowadays. So especially to move up higher, especially working with money, they may not trust them, they may think they're gonna steal. And then for women, it's like they think that, like for instance, with Hillary Clinton, they were saying that she has too many feelings and it might impact her being in office. So it's like we're looked down upon as minorities, and as women, we face a lot of obstacles and moving up and being in higher positions.
Now, I don't think it affect me in a sense, because the glass ceiling can be shattered by any person who are aware or well educated or well informed about what's going on. And I think the glass ceiling is a barrier in which a person impose on themselves. But like any other things in life, if you are consistent and persistent in a sense, and you're aware, and you prepare yourself with certain things as barriers or ceilings, either it might be glass or whatever it might be, shouldn't hold you back.
Like discrimination, basically.
In a way, yes. They still hire you, but you won't get the same salary or the same treatment as your other coworkers who are not.
I believe that's true, but not for this company.
But in general.
In general, yes, I believe that.
Okay.
I think so far with where I'm at in life, I don't think it has affected me with the company I'm in now. But I've also been in this company for 16 years. And I think we're very much like women empowerment lately, especially nowadays, whereas before it wasn't as popular to be a part of women empowerment. The glass ceiling, I haven't experienced it for me personally, so I can't really speak much about it. Do I think it exists for most people? Yeah. And I think some places it's still a men's field. A majority of people are male workers. And just for me though, in my experience, I haven't experienced it. So what else? What was the last question? Just the workers or the...
Like, what does it mean to you? How does it...
I think it just means it's like a cap on something. Like it's the limit of how high you can go in something. And I guess I don't feel like I have a limit.
I think that we can break these barriers, these obstacles. It's not impossible. I think we could do it. We've seen a lot of people that have done it. I've done it. It just takes 10 times the work, which it shouldn't have to, but it takes more work to break it and be seen as equal to men, because, you know, we're looked at differently and we're looked at as we can't do it, but, you know, we can do it and it's possible. We just have to work 10 times harder to do it.
I think women can break it. Like any position, not just like what I do, absolutely, 100%. He could come in here. I think that women can absolutely break that ceiling.
All right, so you basically also answered the next question.
I think people often prejudge people before they give opportunity out. But if you have excellent work ethic and you've shown consistent like objectivity towards your job and you excellent every single day, your determination is unwavered, you know, certain opportunities come your way. And as far as the glass ceiling is concerned, if you're consistent and you do what you have to do and you maintain excellence every single day, like certain things doesn't apply to you in a sense. Not that you're above it, but you have knowledge and you're aware of what's going on, so you're able to like maneuver around it. That's just my take on that.
Oh no, we could definitely break that. I think society will allow it, and they have to demand the respect, because women should have equal rights.
I guess every situation might be a little bit different. So for us, as far as retail, I don't see it happening that much for it to be something that's put through, I guess, by corporate or policies or anything. I don't think it's something that should be addressed like that. No.
I mean, policies and certain laws of business is meant to not to constrict, but to keep order. You know, I mean, it's good to have them, but sometimes there's certain chains that need to be shattered so people could grow. So not all laws can keep you down. Some can be later on changed because it neither like uplifts, but like hold people back from doing what they have to do.
There should be, but even if there is, it's not going to change. There are still policies and laws, and people break it every day with certain things, so it's not going to matter to anybody. There should be policies, but I don't think it's going to make any difference if they make any policies. Because who's going to oversee the policies? Who's going to reprimand? Who's going to know if they're telling the truth or not? There's going to be a lot of hearsay, so it's not going to make a difference.
Yes, there should be.
In this company or in general?
In general.
Now, wasn't that interesting? So many people unaware of what the glass ceiling is and feeling unconnected to the issue. Now, many of you might have heard a question related to something referred to as the Queen Bee syndrome. Forbes' definition of Queen Bee is as following: the female boss who not only has zero interest in fostering the careers of women to aim in her footsteps, but who might even actively attempt to cut them off at the pass. Females tend to look at each other more critical than usual. With this being said, any female can acquire this trait from others around them, so one must be careful of how they treat other employees around them. Everyone needs to work together to watch each other grow. It requires teamwork and motivation from all managers of any gender, age, or race. New employees learn most from their managers, who are looked as mentors in most cases. How a manager and higher position employee treats lower employees will affect the work done. An employee who loves his or her job will go above and beyond for his or her job, also being noticed and working towards higher positions, as opposed to an employee who dislikes their job due to communication skills. They will do the bare minimum and not be inspired to help newer employees or even rise in the company. So personally, I think one of the solutions to this barrier are great leaders. A leader with an open mindset, great communication skills, and highly motivated will help others advance without even knowing it. On that note, thank you to those who participated in my research, whether it was simply sharing your story or actually just being recorded. Couldn't have done this episode without your opinions, personal experiences, and of course your help. To my viewers, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the last episode. We're good.